This is a look at Blight. He is part of the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse of characters. And before we get to it, he does have a standard card, and it does have the standard base. And they have a $25 version with the Build-A-Figure part, a different hand, and a different like helmet containment suit here. Other than that, this is like the $20 figure. It has these two translucent green effects. McFarlane doesn't use too much translucent parts in his figures, so to get to, it's pretty interesting because most figures don't have any translucent parts to it overall. And we're going to focus on here. Figure itself, it might be tough to see, but right there you can see it a little better. And you could take it out, but I'm just going to keep it in. The skeleton head is supposed to be on flames here, and it just easily just goes right there on top. And it looks like, when I was checking this figure out, it's an all new sculpt in terms of making the figure. It's not recycled parts or mold reuse. You know, the first thing that stood out is this purple and black costume design. And you see this? These little circle type beads. It has like a sort of like a feel of the plastic is over the green underneath it. How they made it. It's like some nice detailing. Instead of just like painting it here, they used that plastic feel like it's glass over it or something. Right in the back part. You know, this containment suit, the first thing that really stood out is, you gotta check this out. This little texturing throughout the whole body. You see it over here? Trying to get it clear. And this texturing, they even put it in the elbow joint here. And in the back of the elbow, I should say. They even put that texturing on the hands. It's a fist. Same here. Just, I mean, like, what attention to detail for like 20 bucks that they textured the whole thing out. You know, they just could have made a plain body mold without any texture to it. Probably would have been fine. Even did the kneecaps there. To the whole body, basically. This purple texture. And it's just like really nicely done that they put that effort into it. Right here, and this is, I don't know if it'll wear out in time. This part is a little like soft plastic. I've noticed they've done that on figures in here. This part is soft plastic. And you know, that's the one thing I wonder on the McFarlane Toys is like, on some figures a lot of the times they will use this like a very soft plastic, almost vinyl-like material in terms of the feel. And this will be like solid plastic, you know, very hard plastic. Overall, most of the body is that solid, hard plastic. And I wonder when they do that, and they've done that with Batman figures and others, this soft, it's almost vinyl-like plastic, if this will deteriorate in like 10 to 20 years. In other words, will the plastic degrade to the point that it rips? You know, I've seen figures before with this type of feel to it, and eventually they get weak and it rips. And that's, you know, that's one concern I have for the McFarlane Toys is this long-term viable? You could see how you could squeeze it and you could manipulate it easy. That I'm not sure if that's the right way to go plastic-wise long-term, because I think it's going to eventually tear, and it's going to make a solid figure weak in the future. Because everything else is very solid plastic. No complaints to it. And I mentioned in my Marvel Legends video, hopefully let this focus, about the cost per dollar. Let's say this is a typical Marvel Legend mold, Cyclops. You could see the sizable difference in terms of plastic amount for what's going to be $24.99 future figures versus still $19.99. And even if this goes to $24.99, which it might be, you know, this is the better deal in terms of what you're getting. That's just my opinion, you know, but you can't deny it's bigger and it costs the same price or a little cheaper. And I was really impressed with this Blight figure, and one of the reasons was I got it for $16.99 before tax. So with tax it was a little bit over $18. And that's the one thing I noticed about McFarlane toys is if you go to the websites like Target or Amazon, you will get deals if you don't want it now, if you're willing to wait. $17.99, $16.99, even $15 range. And if you're getting that in like $15 range before tax, it's a deal. So what I think is, because I've seen a lot of these deals and I've bought at least 3 figures because of these deals, is that he cuts these companies like Target, he cuts them deals like, okay, you could discount our figures a couple of bucks here or there this month or that month. And the other retailers like Hasbro, the other stores really don't offer those discounts and tell these shops to discount the product. You know, something is going on because I've seen too many of the McFarlane stuff go on sale where Hasbro stuff doesn't go on sale to that degree or to that level. So some deals are being cut either way to move product probably. And as I'm talking, you get to look at the texturing, you get to see that, you know, this is a really nicely done figure for $20 or under if you get it on sale. And I like the fact that he went back to making action figures instead of what used to be his like basic statues for action figures for the longest time, where they had almost no articulation. And this is more like a toy, you know, to be played with. So you got the head articulation, okay. Really not much you could do. You just kind of leave it there to look cool. He has the butterfly shoulders that have become standard on his figures. Pretty good range overall. Really can't complain. Maybe a little more forward would be nice, but doesn't hurt to have. And the way the shoulder and biceps work, the up down, but you could have this whole thing like twist around. And has the double elbow articulation, which has become like the standard of the industry. And has the ball socket for the wrists, spin in or out there. The torso area, not too much range wise on this particular figure. And you could move the hips, sides. Could do the splits, his own articulation style here. If you watch YouTube videos, what a lot of people like the McFarlane stuff is they're easy to disassemble in hot water. Like these pop out, this pops out, and then the legs pop out very easy. And so you get some good range there. Get the double articulated knees. Again, that's become another standard in the industry. Nothing here, calf-wise, but he has that circle articulation, ball joint for the ankles. And the funny thing is, almost every figure he has toe articulation, and Marvel Legends don't anymore, or it's very rare. But it's like other companies have made the toe articulation a standard, especially McFarlane, that, I mean, how come Hasbro doesn't just make it a standard articulation point? So that was a quick talk about the Blight action figure by McFarlane Toys. For a $20 range or under, if you find it on sale, it's a really nice deal. It adds to just the Batman Beyond villains, but I just put it into Batman Display regular. I just think the character is nicely done from the Batman Beyond cartoon. I think the personality of who this character is nice, and it's a good villain to add to display. And the costume that they made here, the containment suit from the comic books, it's colorful and it adds more vibrancy to the DC Villains line, and it gives you another addition to your bad guys library. So that's the review and the talk. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and stay safe, my friends, and I will talk to you later.